To sit back and join us for an hour of conversation and music on Rolling Hills Radio. Rolling Hills Radio is being recorded at the Amphitheater stage in Chautauqua Institution. Today's guests are Christine Lavin and the Farmer Adele. Now please welcome our host, Ken Hardley.
Red dust, it's an old bus, it's a bumpy road down from Coffeeville. Rodney and the Blazers are playing it at night. Night falls, the dance halls are calling out. Solitary sky. Some old flames are burning it at night. 12 bars, guitars are calling out. Man, I love them old guitars. Rodney and the Blazers are playing it at night. Better times are coming up around the bend. Should have seen that lucky streak was coming to an end. Midnight, there's a fist fight. Somebody's gonna hate it when the morning comes. Everything looks different in the early light, and we say our times are coming to an end. I can see our lucky streak up around the bend. 1958, a 12-year-old playing on his new guitar. Listen hard to Del Rio late into the night. Red dust and old bus, it's a muddy road. Man, I love that lonesome sound. Running in the Blazers are playing it at night. Rodney and the Blazers are playing it at night. Some of my old memories are playing it at night.
Radio is funded in part by the New York State Council on the Arts Decentralization REAP Grant Program, with support from the New York State Legislature and Governor Andrew Cuomo, and administered by the Cattaraugus County Arts Council. Rolling Hills is underwritten in part by the Chautauqua Region Community Foundation and the Jamestown Gazette. Sponsorship is provided by the Great Blue Heron Festival and the Lakeside Ledger.
Welcome to Rolling Hills Radio. Today, recording at the beautiful Amphitheater of Chautauqua Institution. Chautauqua was established in 1874 and was designated in the National Register of Historic Places in 1973. Over the last 145 years, Chautauqua has hosted such notables as Susan B. Anthony, Amelia Earhart, Bela Fleck, Ulysses S. Grant, the Avett Brothers, John Philip Sousa, Judy Collins, as well as the radio show, Prairie Home Companion. There are lots more, far too numerous to list here, and we are honored and pleased to have our show on these venerable grounds once again. On Rolling Hills, thank you very much. Yeah. On Rolling Hills Radio, you will hear grassroots Americana music from a wide range of genres. This episode, we're going to feature two fine examples of authentically American music. We'll hear a staple of the folk scene and she's a truly delightful singer-songwriter. But first, we have a band out of Nashville. They call themselves a country western cowpoke band, but maybe following in the footsteps of the Sons of the Pioneers, Gene Autry, Dale Evans, Roy Rogers, and their friends, the Riders in the Sky. Maybe we can just say Western Swing. And here they are with Into the Wide Open Sky. Please welcome back to the Rolling Hills Radio stage, Farmer and Adele.
Howdy, folks. How's everybody doing today? Can I get a yip? And can I get a yah? And can I get a yahoo? Oh, they're ready for some cowpoke Western Swing. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Why does cowboy ride beneath the endless sky, where the wide horizon rises high and never ends,
where the tumbleweeds are blowing to the river's bend?
These questions mean nothing to him.
Might as well be lassoing the wind.
The wind is free and so is he, into the wide open sky.
Into the sky.
Into the sky, oh yes, we're riding to the sky.
Into the sky.
Into the sky, oh yes, we're riding to the sky.
Into the sky.
Into the wide open sky.
Into the sky.
Into the sky, oh yes, we're riding to the sky.
Into the sky.
Into the sky, oh yes, we're riding to the sky.
Into the sky.
Into the wide open sky. Cowboy, Chris Bauer on the steel guitar.
Why does the cowboy work beneath the blazing sun, riding line in wintertime and lonely nights so cold,
going where the setting sun goes?
he follows a song in his heart,
the song he sang all along. The wind is free and so is he, into the wide open sky.
into the sky,
Into the sky, oh yes, we're riding to the sky.
into the sky,
Into the sky, oh yes, we're riding to the sky.
into the sky,
Into the wide open sky. Into the sky. Into the sky, oh yes, we're riding to the sky. Into the sky, oh yes, we're riding to the sky.
into the sky,
Into the wide open sky.
into the sky.
Into the wide open sky.
Farmer and Adele. Well, let's get to know these guys. First of all, over there on the upright bass, we have Sean Supra.
The Coca-Cola Cowboy.
Next in line, we have the only member of this band that tried out for the Rockettes, great Adele. And I'll be dogged if that isn't the farmer, Keenan Wade.
Thank you. Thank you. Please stay right where you are. Thank you. Calm down. Thank you. Please.
All right, now that you're all calm, let's meet the fiddler. His name is Cole Ritter. Oh, Ritter, that's a fine cowboy name right there. Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. And here on the steel guitar, the reluctant cowboy, Chris Bauer. Well, first of all, let's have a few words with Grace over here. Grace Adele, now, you have what's referred to as an arch-top guitar. Do I have that right?
Yes, you have that right. And I do indeed. This is an arch-top guitar and a rhythm instrument that I like to play rhythm on.
And a good rhythm guitarist is something not to be taken for granted, especially in this kind of music. Now, my understanding is, correct me if I have this wrong, you actually learned how to play this, some of the details, from Ranger Doug himself, Ranger Doug of the Riders in the Sky.
I certainly did. I was listening to a lot of Homer and Jethro. Homer Haynes was another great rhythm player, and then I happened to catch a Riders in the Sky show, and saw Ranger Doug playing sock rhythm style guitar, which is what it's called, and it's basically hillbilly jazz chords, and that was the moment where I thought, oh my gosh, what's he doing? I have to learn. So I went up to Ranger Doug and I asked him if I could take some lessons, and he said no. But instead he said I could come over and we could hang out, and so I've been doing that, and we've been writing lots of songs, and I've been trying to learn all the chords I can.
Great stuff. Would you mind showing us just some of the stuff that Ranger Doug showed you?
Sure, yes. I wouldn't mind at all.
Great stuff, Grace Adele.
Yep, yep, yep.
Wow. That's a lot of fingerings there, Grace. Keenan, I have a question for you. Now, Western swing began in the 1930s as a dance music. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. Western swing, or hillbilly jazz, as Grace referred to earlier, it did start as dance music. In a lot of ways, it's a lot of the folks from the southeast and northeast moving their way out west, and they took their string band instruments with them. And if you listen to a lot of the earlier groups, such as the High Flyers and the Tune Wranglers, they just sound like old-time music. And old-time music is just string band music, very simple. The music came out right before bluegrass became really popular. But somewhere along the line, moving to the Southwest, being influenced by the Southwest, and probably definitely the Mexican influence, they threw the accordion in the music as well. Yeah. And then somebody thought, hey, let's put a pickup on one of those dobro things, and thus the steel guitar was born. And some of those earlier recordings were in 1935 with Bob Dunn, one of the great steel guitar players.
The steel guitar and Western swing began at about the same time. Well, you have another song for us. What is it? And why don't you hop right into it?
All right, we'd love to. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as Ken was giving those wonderful, proper introductions, I'd like to reintroduce to you singing her way into the hearts of millions, no wait, billions across America and other institutions and beyond. Billed second but first in our hearts. Oh, and recently, the 2019 Ameripolitan Western Swing Female Artist of the Year. That's Grace Adele!
Thank you so much. I would absolutely love to hear it again. Thank you. To my left, maybe that's your right. He's bringing the mandolin back to Western music. He's yodeling his way to the top. He's Farmer Keenan.
Thank you, friends. Thank you.
Folks, we know the reason you're here for the amazing Rolling Hills radio program. We also know the other reason you're here is because the Farmer and Adele have a hit single.
A hit single.
We're from a little town out west called Nashville, Tennessee. And we sat down and had what's called a music business meeting. And we sat down with music business people.
These are industry terms, folks.
And the music business people said, Farmer and Adele, you need to have a hit single.
A hit single.
So we looked at each other and decided it would be the Saddle Up Song. This song is off the charts.
Completely.
The Saddle Up Song is going to take us out west. What sounds would I hear out west? Well, I hear horses trotting along, tumbling tumbleweeds, and coyotes off in the distance.
Oh, they sounds so good. Let's hear that one more time. Coyotes, off in the distance.
Saddle up behind me, we could go trotting along. Saddle up behind me, soon we'll be long gone. Together as we gaze at the stars up above, we could keep on rolling steady, easy going, singing our saddle up song. Oh, hand in hand, together, we could go out on a stroll. Head 'em up, get moving, the night sky is ours to hold. Hold 'em high, you've stolen this wandering heart of mine.
We could be your huckleberry,
I could be yours to marry,
singing our saddle up song.
Oh, go into the wide open sky, just you and I, singing our saddle up song. Saddle up, get cozy as we gaze at the stars up above. We could keep on rolling steady, easy going, singing our saddle up song.
Go into the wide open sky, just you and I,
Singing our saddle up song.
Right now at the Chautauqua Institution, you can hear the sounds of tumbling tumbleweed going down Miller Avenue. If you listen in real close, you can even hear the sounds of coyotes off in the distance. Oh, that's way too good. Chickens off in the distance. Ducks off in the distance. Goldfish. Wait, that never works. Coyotes off in the distance.
Saddle up, get cozy as we gaze at the stars up above. We could keep on rolling steady, easy going, singing our saddle up song. Oh, we could keep on rolling steady, easy going, singing our saddle up song.
The Farmer and Adele. You find out more about them at Everybody Loves the Farmer and Adele. Well, our next guest is playing and waitressing in a little place in the town of Saratoga, New York, when at the urging of some of the pretty big names in the business, including the man who would become her guitar teacher, Dave Van Ronk, she decided to go to New York City and make this her career. That was 1982. And now she has 23 albums under her belt, another one on its way very shortly, and a whole lot of compilations. She just was inducted into the Rochester, New York Music Hall of Fame, along with Al Jardine of the Beach Boys. Yeah.
That was pretty cool. He's so cute.
And she's called by AllMusic one of the most prolific songwriters in folk music. She writes songs that are sad, sentimental, funny, and breezily insightful. Here she is. Please welcome back Christine Lavin to the Rolling Hills Radio stage.
She's a famous actress, movies and TV. I recognize her as we climb the stairs of the IRT. We cross the street together. We're moving up Broadway. I'm trying to come up with something clever I can say about how I love her work and what it means to me. How in her most recent film she acted brilliantly. Maybe she'll think I'm stupid. Maybe this'll make her day. But she disappeared into the crowd, and the moment slipped away. works the wards of Bellevue Hospital, the mail delivery. For 2 years every weekday morning, he said hello to me. We joke about the local teams, the weather of the day, though there were many other things I really wanted to say. You see, he wasn't like the rest of us. It was a struggle for him to walk. You had to concentrate really hard just to understand him talk. I wanted to ask him, will you get the courage to come to work each day? Oh, but I quit that job. I moved along, and the moment slipped away. Kind words don't move the earth, but if they can improve your self-worth, why do I let these moments pass me by? Instead, I'm quick to judge and I'm quick to blame. I'm quick to criticize, quick to maim. It's hard to change, but I'll try. So maybe it's your best friend or the next stranger you see. Maybe it's your neighbor. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's me, who needs to hear encouragement to make it through the day, who needs to hear whatever kind words you might have to say. It doesn't matter where you're going or where you have been. Right now is the perfect moment for us to begin to appreciate each other in new and different ways. Please don't let another golden moment slip away.
Christine Lavin. That was beautiful, Christine. Well, Christine, as All Music said, you are very prolific. 23 CDs, one on its way out soon, and you've been at this for about that many years, I don't know, and a whole bunch of compilation albums. Let me ask you this. One of two things occurs to me. Either you don't do anything and you don't have a life aside from writing music, or you're just really fast at writing music. Tell us about that.
I'm a songwriter, but it's not like I'm beating the bushes looking for song ideas. But when a song idea hits me, it's like it's tugging on my sleeve and it won't let me go until I write it. And it's a great, great feeling. And songwriters will tell you that you love that feeling, and then when the song is written, then it's over, and you wonder if you ever will write another song again.
Yeah, you worry about that. You worry about, what if I don't have any more songs left in me? So that's what I do.
That's a constant fear.
Yeah. So I just sit down and eat some cookies. One of the many, many wonderful things about you, Christine, is that you go out of your way to promote the music of other artists, to the extent that you have them on your compilation albums and things like that. What a wonderful thing.
Well, once I get my foot in the door, I want everybody to walk through that door with me, too. And I feel so strongly that songwriting is so needed by people. And so I do as much as I can.
Indeed, one of the things that you did was you got a hold of 3 other women and started this wonderful band, Four Bitchin' Babes.
Yeah,
Tell us about that.
That happened in 1990, and it was because of the club owner, Alan Pepper, who owned the Bottom Line. Originally, I approached him with a show of 3 women. He said, add a 4th woman, give it a snappy title, and I'll book it here at my club. And so we called ourselves Buy Me, Bring Me, Take Me, Don't Mess My Hair, Life According to Four Bitchin' Babes. And the group is still going, even though I left in 1997. All these years later, we're a little bit older, but we're still bitching, but in a different way.
Oh, wonderful. Well, you have another song for us, don't you, Christine?
Okay, I will do this one. This is a song that actually, I became pen pals with Esther Williams at the end of her life. because I wrote the song that has her name in it. I made a video with her in the video, and she said, yes, yes, yes. And I was so thankful that Esther Williams, at the end of her life, would use her image for good. When Cary Grant made movies, men wanted to be like him. When Esther Williams made movies, we all lined up to learn how to swim. When Fred Astaire made movies, the whole world learned to dance. When Catherine Deneuve made movies, we wanted to move to France. When Julia Child was on TV, we all learned how to cook. When I Love Lucy was a hit, so is that red-headed look. Yet when Tom Cruise makes a movie and his co-star is a gun, we're supposed to believe that violent images don't influence anyone. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? There's 329 million Americans, 5.5 million in the NRA. That's 1.5% of us who bully to get their way. They want everybody packing pistols in churches, bars, and schools. But if everybody carries a weapon, everybody is a fool. 98.5% of us are not in the NRA. 323 million of us want to live to see another day. But in the last 24 hours, close to 100 Americans were killed with a gun. In homicides, how do we compare to the world? We're number one. We're number one. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Who'd ever think we'd see the day you could not smoke in restaurants? We put limits on behavior that sometimes curb our personal wants. We do it for the greater good, what is best for all. This is a civilized democracy, not a Wild West barroom brawl. There's more than 300 million firearms from sea to shining sea. Some people say it's too late to do anything, but I disagree. When they have gun buybacks in California, they run out of money before they run out of guns. History has taught us some wrongs can be undone. So please don't sit there silently. Tell everybody how you feel. Let's strengthen our collective backbone. We can be the squeaky wheel. We'll do it for the children of Newtown, Aurora, Colorado too. We do it for Columbine, Virginia Tech, El Paso, and Dayton. And you, and you, and you, and you. We can do this. Together we can do this. Together we can do this. We can do this.
Thank you for that, Christine Lavin. That is Christine Lavin. For more information about her, please log on to christinelavin.com. Well, we have more music and conversation with our guests, as well as a song we'll all do together, a good old American blues, western swing, bovine tune. We'll be right back.
You are listening to Rolling Hills Radio with Ken Hardley, episode 89. If you would like to be part of our live radio audience, log on to rollinghillsradio.org for ticket information. We'll be back after the break with more from Christine Lavin and the Farmer and Adele. The second half of our show begins in just a minute. Rolling Hills Radio is brought to you in part by the Jamestown Gazette, Lost Recording Studio, the Great Blue Heron Festival, and the Lakeside Ledger. If you would like to be included on the Rolling Hills email distribution list, send your email address to ken@rollinghillsradio.org. And now, back to Rolling Hills Radio with Ken Hardley.
Thank you, Julia Cecil Hanley. We have lots more to go here from Chautauqua Institution, this beautiful amphitheater. Rolling Hills Radio is accessible to the public on community radio, local access cable, college radio stations, YouTube, and other non-commercial outlets. It's important to us, and almost certainly more important than ever, that the arts are readily and affordably available to the public. We're always vigilant for ways to assure that this music reaches its public. And that means our show can be found in places that are other than mainstream. In fact, you have to find it in places other than mainstream. And getting out of the mainstream means that you will hear things you've never imagined, specialized information, unusual viewpoints, esoteric facts. For example, I was listening to a community radio station the other day, and I found out that more people are killed by donkeys every year than die in plane crashes, which is exactly why you'll never see me on a donkey. Well, Farmer and Adele are about to play another song for us. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back the Farmer and Adele.
Well, thank you so much. Well, one way the singing cowboy came about is that he had to tend to the cattle in the dark of the night, because the worst thing that could happen would be a stampede.
Sleep, little doggies, slumber the night away. I'll sing out here in the moonlight, out here in the dark. In the dark, don't stir the sleeping cattle, for tomorrow travel awaits. Keep them moving through the canyon, sweet dreams for now in the dark. In the dark. Embers fading away. There's nothing but night, the loneliest time. Only to sing to the with the dark.
The Farmer and Adele. Well, let's find out a little more about this steel guitar right here. Well, let's talk to the reluctant cowboy, Chris Bauer. Now, Keenan had mentioned earlier that really, it sounds like the steel guitar started about the same time as Western swing, in the mid-30s. Do I have that right?
Electric steel guitar, yeah. It sort of had two paths that it followed. One was actually quite circuitous. Portuguese sailors that brought guitars to Hawaii, and that developed into the Hawaiian guitar, which then morphed into a background instrument for country music. And then, as Keenan mentioned, in the Southwest, they began, in the South, blues guitarists originally began using slides and bottlenecks, and that then started being used in Western music and country music.
And that was about the time that Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys sprung into action. Do I have that right?
Same era, roughly. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
A lot of the blues guitarists certainly came earlier, but not the Western players.
Okay. And so one of the early heroes was Leon McAuliffe,
Yes.
with Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys. And he wrote some of the iconic songs for the steel guitar, right?
Steel guitar rag.
Steel Guitar Rag. It's like the Foggy Mountain breakdown of steel guitar songs. Can you play a little bit of that for us?
A very little bit of it. It goes just like that, except for the wrong notes.
Hard to sit still, isn't it? Look, I'm trying right now. I can't do it. So you have another song for us. What is it, boys?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're so happy to be here at the Rolling Hills Radio. How about it for Ken Hardley, ladies and gentlemen? Well, I'm really no good at riding herd on a string of words, but I'd sure like to give it a try.
Yeah, go for it. Sure, give it. You should always give it a try.
All right, well, picture if you can, up ahead, a sunset. A fiddle being heard in the distance on the lone prairie, a buckboard riding off down the dusty trail. No fences, just wide open sky, no boundaries.
Wow, what a beautiful sight. And no fences?
No fences, Grace Adele, because I believe no American here wants to be fenced in. Am I right? I believe that each American has the willpower to make this world a better place to live in. That's just my cowfolk code of the West for today.
Well said, Farmer Keenan. Well said.
I'm a lone cowboy just riding and singing, riding and singing along. Tall in the saddle, my spurs jangling, jingling, are the rhythm of my lone cowboy song. My horse is my companion as I'm riding down the canyon with my shadow by my side. As we're kicking up the dust, knowing that we must leave our cares behind. From Phoenix to Del Rio, through the sage and Ocotillo, a rolling cowboy's life's a life for me. Yodel-o, yodel-ay. Yodel-o, yodel-ay. a lone cowboy, I'll never get married. The altar just ain't where I belong. I'll be free as the wind till I'm dead and buried. Until then, I'll ride and sing my song. My horse is my companion as I'm riding down the canyon with my shadow by my side. As we're kicking up the dust, knowing that we must leave our cares behind. From Phoenix to Del Rio, to the sage to Ocotillo, a roving cowboy's life's a life for me. Yodeloo, yodeloo.
Everybody loves the Farmer and Adele. There they are. Well, I see Christine Lavin is still here.
Yeah, but I gotta say something. I've been watching you women, and I know what you're all doing. You're fantasizing about that long, tall cowboy in the plaid shirt with the violin. And you're thinking, if James Dean was reincarnated and knew how to play the fiddle, that's what he would look like.
Words of wisdom. Thank you, Christine.
Good to have words of wisdom.
Well, you wouldn't mind playing a song for us now, would you?
All right, you know, their music reminds me of Hawaii a little bit because of that pedal steel. Can I see by a show of hands, how many of you have ever been to Hawaii? Ooh. How many have never been to Hawaii? Oh, some of you are sitting together. There's hope for this country after all. Well, this song is going to bring you back, those of you who've been there, and for those who haven't, this is what's waiting for you. This island is so beautiful, this must be paradise. The hotel is lovely, the staff is super nice. My room has a terrace that overlooks the sea. The sun is bouncing on the water, lucky, lucky me. I close my eyes for a minute, in the distance I can hear the whispering of wind chimes so far and yet so near. The sound perfumes the air, the ocean sighs below. A perfect moment here on earth, I don't want to let it go. Wind chimes floating on the breeze. Wind chimes tickling the trees. Wind chimes, the sound of angels, cloud dancing. Wind chimes, there is nothing as enchanting. I am swimming in the ocean, I am lying on the beach, I am reading a thick book, I'm eating a peach. I am walking on the shoreline, I am picking up pink shells. The whole time somewhere out there is that the sound of tiny bells. It's wind chimes floating on the breeze. Wind chimes tickling the trees. Wind chimes, the sound of angels, cloud dancing. Wind chimes, there is nothing as entrancing. I eat my dinner on the terrace, then watch that burning sun extinguished by the ocean. Evening has begun. I turn down the blankets, climb into my feather bed, but something's keeping me awake. Is it deep thoughts in my head? No. It's wind chimes floating on the breeze. Wind chimes tickling the trees. Wind chimes, sound of angels, polka dancing. Wind chimes, a sound I once thought life enhancing. I close all the windows, but that tinkling sound breaks through. Whoops. Pay attention to that man behind the curtain. But that tinkling sound breaks through. I put a pillow over my head, I put in earplugs too. Now I open up the minibar, drink tiny vodka, tiny gin, but nothing helps, I'm trapped with the incessant din of wind chimes, clanking on the breeze. Wind chimes torturing the trees. Wind chimes, a sound I once thought enchanting. Wind chimes, angels Irish stop dancing. Too much of a good thing is too much, simply that. It's times like this I'm so glad I travel with a baseball bat. Now I'm knocking down the wind chimes. Within a mile of this place, now I'm going back to bed with a smile on my face. Crickets, cricking in the night, crickets, cricking with all their might, oh crickets, a dull yet monstrous roar, crickets, a sound that makes me. Everybody please sing these two words together with me now. Wind chimes, floating on the breeze, torturing the trees. The sound of angels, belly dancing, wind chimes. There is nothing as entrancing as. One more time now.
Christine Lavin.
Thank you.
Doing her part to keep folk music alive.
Do you want to do that? Okay. We're going to do something we have never tried before. I want everybody on stage to participate in this. And there's a part for all of you in this, too. So if you can give me a beat. When I turned 60, I couldn't believe it myself, but 60 is the new 30. I'm not ready to be put on the shelf. I was looking at my bright future with an optimistic smile until I read the latest thing that's killing us is the armchair-based lifestyle. Check it out. Headline in the New York Times is sitting a lethal activity. The article said, sitting 9 hours at your desk is bad. It doesn't matter if you're skinny or you're fat. Prolonged sitting is a lethal activity, the article said, and that's that. Now the problem is, we can see most of you are sitting down. 2 minutes ago, you were having a good time. Now we're looking at you frown. But we don't want to be part of the problem. We want to be part of the solution. Spread the word out there about the dangers of the armchair devolution. Follow us with your left foot tap to the music. Keep it going now. Tap your right. Left, right, left, right. Sway a little bit back and forth. Get into the groove tonight. Look at you. Wow. Now start shimmying your shoulders. Now start bobbling your head. Now start wiggling your fingers. That looks stupid. Snap them instead. Now put your arms up in the air. Everybody stand up, stand up. Run your fingers through your own hair. Oh yeah. Yeah. Turn to the side and shake that bum. Pretend you got a big wad of chewing gum. Okay, I think we are ready for a little freestyle. We're breaking the curse of the sedentary life. Come on, kids, let's go wild. Follow me. Do the twist. Do this. I don't know what it's called.
Pulp Fiction.
Everybody stomp. Do this. Woo! 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 Now, in case you've been counting, you had done 150 different moves right before your very eyes. Can you see how your life improves? And look, you're no longer sitting in a death trap called a chair. Your life expectancy just went up. You're gonna have a love affair. Oh yeah, 'cause 60 is the new 20. 20 is the new 15. 15 is a new 50, according to Charlie Sheen. So just keep on moving. Put that computer to sleep. Get up, get up, get out there. You got kilometers to go, promises to keep. Kilometers to go, promises to keep. All right, getting ready for the big move now. You don't have to go to the gym.
Christine Lavin. Oh, yeah. Okay, ready? We in America can be proud that we have artists such as Christine Lavin who can make us laugh, tell the truth. We have so many kinds of music that are distinctly American, like Western swing, and thanks to Farmer Adele for reminding us of our American identity. Speaking of American music, we're about to play a song that first appeared in 1926 by Delta blues guitarist Freddie Spruill. And from there, this song has had lots of incarnations in different musical styles and interpreted by people like Big Bill Broonzy, Elvis Presley, Aerosmith, the Kinks, Willie Nelson, and Robert Johnson. We're going to do the song now in a way that borrows from the version by Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys. This is called the Milk Cow Blues. Outdoors, I can tell my milk cow, I can tell by the way she lows. If you see my milk cow, please drive her home. 'Cause I ain't had no milk and butter since my cow's been gone.
Well, you gotta treat me right day by day. Get out your little prayer book, get down on your knees and pray, 'cause you're gonna need me. Oh, yeah. You're gonna need my help someday. Yeah, you're gonna be sorry you treated me that way.
Hit it, fellas.
Sail on, sail on, little girl, sail on. Sail on, little girl, sail on. You gotta keep on going till you lose your happy home.
That's Hardley now, ladies and gentlemen. exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stop crying, I'm gonna leave you alone. If you don't think I'm leaving, you can count the days I'm gone, 'cause I'm gonna leave your hand someday. Yeah, you're gonna be so sorry for treating me this way. Oh, my brain is so cloudy.
Farmer Adele, Christine Lavin. I'm Ken Hardley. We'll see you next time on
You've been listening to Rolling Hills Radio with Ken Hardley, episode 89. Special thanks to the staff, administration, and residents of Chautauqua Institution. A great big rolling thank you to the Farmer and Adele and Christine Lavin. The Rolling Hills Radio cast and crew are Steve, the Sound Farmer Chapel, Brianne and the Del Fidel, New Age Sensitive Kathy Hardley, Susan Yip Yip, George and her sidekick Tom Fidel, and video by the Lonesome Boys at Cranky Play Productions. I'm Julia Cecil Hanley, reminding you that Doritos can be used as kindling on the treeless range. Please join us next time on Rolling Hills Radio.